Hello, Robotics Notes fans. Happy November 21st. It is 2:29 a.m. And welcome to another episode of Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. Let's load the data. Damn it. I had them. What kind of cheating was that? Cheap as hell. I'm legit trying to win, and this ass is cheating like it's no big deal. How about I cheat too? I lose concentration as I vent at my phone droid. I grind my teeth. My fingertips are shaking a little. I don't know how long it's been since I started challenging Takasub. I've been playing him non-stop, but because the windows in the room are all closed up, my sense of time is busted. I check the clock and see that it's 2 a.m. Heyo! Whew, wasn't expecting that. Guess I'm skipping school tomorrow. Not a single win after playing 12 hours non-stop. This has never happened before, and quite frankly, it's embarrassing. Exactly how many consecutive losses am I at now? Never experienced anything like this. Just want to let myself explode. Mobilized every bit of fighting game skill and knowledge I have in order to break his guard, but I just can't win. Takasub has no openings. He doesn't make any input errors. Mind games don't work on him. No matter how much I back him into a corner, he never panics and makes a mistake. If I try to keep my distance, he chips away at me with constant long-range fire. Get too close and he has godlike reaction speeds. My only real option is to trade hits with him. So I always get super close to winning, one step away. But that one step feels impossibly far. Feels like I'm getting the upper hand, but I just can't seal the deal. The thing I hate about Takasub is that I'll start using a really cheap alt move once his HP gets low. A move that doesn't exist in KB. The move only takes a single frame. It's a high-speed snipe attack that lacks any startup motion. Plus the move has a 1-frame recovery time too, which means he can fire one shot every 2 frames, nowhere to run. Firing once every 2 frames is strictly theoretical. It should be impossible for a human to make inputs at that speed. But my opponent is a cheating CPU. It has no physical limitations. Hell, it even has perfect aim. Once activated, there's nowhere to run. Continuously guarding just makes me open to chip damage and eventually death. No matter how much life I take away from him, he always finishes the round like this. What should I do? I have no other cards to deal. I hold my head and click my tongue. What can I do? What are my options? Think. Come up with something. No matter how much I struggle to find an answer, my mind draws blanks. Me, of all people, can't figure out a way to put him down. I also gave it a few shots. Frau is staring at her computer screen as she speaks to me. Frau's decided to find the person who framed her. No one can beat that thing, SMH. And if we try to use cheats, it gets all bugly. Bugly? Another one of her specialized terms, I take it. As usual, I chose to ignore her. Regardless, it sounds like cheats aren't going to work. I have to fight fair. But is there any chance of winning against an opponent I can't score a single victory over in the course of 12 hours? I'm going to have to take drastic measures to take this SOB down. Drastic measures. There is one way. A way I personally don't want to rely on. But if I use it, it'll be like I'm cheating even though I'm technically not. I'll be able to react to Takasub's ult. I really don't want to use it. It's something awful that I wish I could be free of almost every single day of my life. But I also feel just as strongly about putting down this shitty CPU. Kona-chan, has anything changed in Tokyo? But power is being restored in some areas, but it's not back to normal yet. Some people have started posting on Tweepo and @channel again. Thanks to them, the RI server takeover is becoming the #1 trending topic in all of the net. In all of net history, even. If we don't hurry, the cops might come. Frau's identity and location are both common knowledge. It makes sense for cops to show up. What does the perp hope to gain from making a bunch of bots go wacky? They even went out of their way to frame you. Why? I don't know. Or could someone be warning us? Someone to be warning us not to get involved with any further with the Kimijima reports. That sentence was a trip. Forget the Kimijima reports. You mustn't search for them anymore. It's entirely possible. Everything written in the Kimijima reports is coming true. I need to assume that everything he wrote is legit. Project Mars. If this is what's occurring in Tokyo right now, then Project Adam might also be underway in parallel. I have to do what I can. As someone who has collected all the reports up until now. What can you do? There's a way to defeat Takasobe. Huh? I'll use slow-mo. As horrible as my attacks are, they can also be weaponized. It was that very same attack that saved our butts during Robo 1. As painful as they are, and as much as I'd prefer to avoid them, relying on them is my only option right now. But didn't you say you can't use them on command? I did, and I can't. We have access to Takasobe for 24 hours straight. I should be able to trigger one. I basically just have to torture myself. Because of these attacks of mine, I have to avoid vigorous exercise of any kind. In other words, strenuous physical activity and exhaustion often result in me getting an attack. Anyhow, I'm gonna go for a quick jog outside. From here on out, no sleeping until the bomb goes off. No eating or drinking either. This way I can corner myself into an intentional attack. Why? Frau looks at me, dumbfounded. Why are you doing all this? You told me these attacks were painful. Are you doing this for me? I want to win. Since it sounds like she's misunderstanding things, I explain to her as clearly as I can. This isn't for you, Kona-chan. Tsundere. Not even. Kona-chan, you handle your own issues. I just want to take down this piece of shit, sleep with you. Oh, gamer. I'm putting my pride as the second best in the world on the line. If I can't beat this ass clown, I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night when I become the very best. You're a true FG maniac, you know that? This is the part where you're supposed to say, of course, this is all for you, SMH. But I like it this way. Frau says with a smile on her face for some reason. Frau's arm constricts around my neck. I can't breathe. My neck is being crushed. My consciousness fades. I'm pressing them against you. Right up on you. I can only barely hear Frau's voice. My breathing stops. At this rate, I'll really die. I squeeze out the last bit of strength I have in order to tap Frau's arm around my neck. Enough, enough. Frau immediately loosens the sleeper hold. I desperately gasp for air. Clearly Frau was putting her all into the hold as she too is out of breath. How'd it feel getting choked out by a girl? I thought I was gonna die. Still no attack. I spread my body across the floor in an attempt to catch my breath. My whole body feels heavy. I can tell that the bomb is there inside of my chest. But no matter how much I abuse myself, the fuse stays unlit. This is actually my first time trying to... Bleh. This is actually my first time trying to force it to happen. Am I going about this the wrong way? I glance at the clock and discover it's almost noon. I literally just spent the entire night torturing myself. What kind of punishment is this? I went for a 30-minute jog in the middle of the night in the creepy red aurora illuminating the sky. I copied? ? Question mark? Frau and took an ice cold bath. Sit-ups, push-ups. I might as well be a samurai at this point. Despite still being out of breath, I raised my body and challenged Takasobe yet again. I'm getting hungry, and I'm sleepy. My head feels hollow, but I still somehow managed to keep moving my fingers around. My concentration is fading. I'm making more input errors than when I first began playing. I got pretty close to winning earlier, but now I'm just getting my ass kicked. I've beaten myself up pretty badly, but still no attacks. Which means I haven't been able to win. What time is it? 8. At night? At night. Frau's been up with me this whole time, so her expression is as empty as mine. She occasionally shakes her body, probably because she's trying to stop herself from falling asleep. This is depressing. I blame it on this room's gloomy atmosphere. I didn't think that depriving myself of sunlight for this long would make me feel so unhealthy. No wonder the shut-ins of the world can't bring themselves to leave their caverns. The air is dirty too. I'm probably breathing in nothing but dust. Even the PC fan's low-frequency noise is starting to hurt my ears. At least the AC is finally off thanks to my complaints. Frau apparently prefers the cold because her senses are sharper when it's chilly. I had her finally bend when she saw my hands were so frozen that I was making input errors. Hey Kona-chan, are you still wearing the same clothes as yesterday? Frau's still wearing her loose-fitting camisole and short shorts. Dude, how long have you been hallucinating that I've been wearing the same clothes? So, you changed? Nope. Then I'm not hallucinating. But you're in no position to complain, senpai. What do you want? Wow. 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 What a twerp. Alright, we're birds of a feather. I bet your hair must smell super bad. I have no issues with not taking a shower. That's my prerogative as a shut-in. Too easy. Says a girl who takes cold baths. Hush you. Since I've suffered through multiple cold baths in an attempt to trigger an attack, I'm actually pretty clean. Senpai, you look like you're dying. Are you gonna be okay like this? No, I'm not. I can't get slow-mo to engage. Didn't think you'd be so tough. I figured triggering an attack would be as easy as pie. Ugh. I catch my breath. Either way, now that my concentration is busted, even if I did trigger slow-mo, I'd lose. Senpai? Frau's watching the news or something on her phone droid and she grabs my arm and shakes me. What's up? The blackouts in Tokyo. They're saying the power should be completely restored by mid-tomorrow morning. So that's their time limit. Guess I'll take another cold bath and try to get my focus up. The tub is still filled to the brim with water. I don't have the time to consider whether or not Frau is watching. I strip naked and drag myself into the bathroom. The second I hop into the tub, I immediately hop back out. Yikes! It's so cold! And just like that, I'm wide awake. After hastily wiping myself down with a towel, I head back to the room. How naughty. Hey now, try not to stare so much. If she keeps looking at me, even I'm gonna get embarrassed. I hurriedly toss my clothes back on. But I'm still crazy cold. If possible, I wanted to gaze upon your nude bod for a little longer. Especially your collarbone. Why isn't Four Eyes here? Stop being such a perv, please. Does this girl have no shame? Wait a sec. If she has no problem staring at me naked, does that mean she's already been to home base? But then I remember that she was going on about being a virgin just the other day. Hey Kona-chan, are you a virgin? Exactly. That is indeed correct. Kinda surprised that being around a naked dude doesn't freak you out. Duh, fool. I've gazed longingly at all sorts of naked men in my thin books. Too easy. I have no idea what a thin book is, but I get the feeling that it's something dirty. Anyhow, have you gotten any leads yet? Nada. Well then. But just you watch. I'm gonna find something. Now that you mention it, I remember reading about this hacker in a book. Apparently there's a tried and true way of breaching any kind of security system. Deets, please. Doesn't involve any sophisticated hacking programs or difficult techniques. In a way, pretty much anyone can pull it off. You basically just gotta get in touch with the developer of the security system and have them give you the password. Basically, you get close to them as a friend or lover or even as a business partner. The closer you are to them, the more often you'll be invited to situations where they'll let their guard down. Pretty analog, right? At the end of the day, no matter how tight a security system may be, there's always a human element to it. And humans make mistakes. We let things fall through the cracks from time to time. It's a lot easier to approach things from that angle. I never considered that. But if that's the case, then... Frau frowns and sprawls herself out on the sofa. She holds her head and buries her face into a pillow. I hope my little story serves as some kind of hint for her. At the end of the day, finding the culprit is on her. I'll do what I can. Tomorrow morning is our deadline. Come hell or high water, I have to trigger slow-mo by then. With a newfound resolve, I pick up my phone droid. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another episode of Robotics with Like Animal Crossing. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Robotics. No, Chio!